Alright, so for the last 30 days I've been farming everything in Honkai Star Rail.
What did he say?
And when I say everything, what I mean is that I've cleared every single enemy in the game daily for the last 30 days. Farmed and cleared every single zone in this whole game, from start to finish. Well, some of you will ask the question why? Why would you do this on a daily basis? So first of all, it's for science, of course. Second of all, it's for the sweet resources. But to be completely honest to you and to myself, at this point, I'm just way too addicted and I like to see the numbers grow bigger and bigger with each passing day. I just can't stop at this point. Now, since I've been doing this for 30 days, let's see what my inventory looks like. We have 10,000 of these things, 4,000 of these, 5,000 of these, 8,000, 4,000, 4,000, 800 of these. Here and there we are getting the purple boy drops, which is really nice for the ascension materials. But in general, this is pretty much what you get from 30 days of consistent farming. Obviously, this is not done on the same equilibrium level. I started this when I was equilibrium level 2, then level 3, then level 4. So the mats that I acquired over the last 30 days have been slowly ramping up with each new equilibrium level that we hit. Since with every equilibrium level that we hit, the overworld mobs have a higher chance of dropping higher and rarer material items. Bear in mind that I would have way more resources, especially when it comes to the purple resources. But I used a lot of my resources from farming to level up my light cones and to ascend the main team of my characters that I have, which you can see are mainly 67 to 68. And as you all know, that thing also eats up a lot of resources. Now, without making this video, oh look at this, I have all these resources, let's talk about the main thing that you get on a daily basis. So from looking at this, the main resource that we get the most is this thing. Obviously, I also do simulated universe a lot on the side, which gave me a little bit more resources than you would by just farming the overworld. So you can deduct at least 10% of all the materials that you see here and apply them to the simulated universe farm. But in general, 90% of everything that you see here is from the daily overworld farming instead of the SU farming. Now, just from looking at this screen, we can see that the most common item is definitely the extinguished core, which I have 10,000 of, and it drops a lot in both the overworld and both the simulated universe. And the rest of the items vary between 4,000 and 5,000, the exception being the artifacts module, which drops a lot in the last world. And since the third world is really big when it comes to its maps and the amount of enemies it has, you will have a lot of these artifacts modules. So if you do the assignments every single day when it comes to resources, I would definitely recommend you that your main priority should be the resources that we get the least. And the resources that we get the least when it comes to the enemy density on every map is Thief's Instinct and Ancient Part from the robots in the second world. Now, a lot of you will also be wondering if I synthesized anything, and to that question I say no. In the last 30 days I've just been farming and I never synthesized a single material. The synthesized thing is when you trade in 3 items for 1 item of the higher rank. Because I don't want this video to just be flexing me doing this for 30 days, I also want to give you guys a little bit of statistics when it comes to the resources that you can actually get. So if you do a full clear of all the enemies, what can you expect in that one day? The thing you can expect is at least a 95 to 110, so on average 100 drops of these items, with the exception being the extinguished core and the artifacts module. The extinguished core you can get around 300 or something drops on average every single day, and when it comes to the other ones, they vary between 92 to 110, 95, 98, 112. So in general, I would say the average is around 100. I know this because I kept track of everything. Besides all the resources that you can get, you can also expect credits, and the amount of credits you can expect from a full clear varies between 30,500 to 32,000 credits. So every day if you do a full clear, you get around 32,000 credits. At first it doesn't sound like a lot, 32,000 a day, but if you do it for 10 days, that's like 320,000 credits every 10 days, and if you do it for a full month, it will net you a gain of 900,000 to 1 million credits a month. So if you do something consistently, obviously it will stack up and it will net you results. And this mentality can also be applied to your IRL. What I'm saying is, you can't expect results by just going 3 days into the gym. You can expect results after a few months going into the gym. Now, as you can see from my inventory, I have a lot of the experience books for characters, and you will probably wonder why. Well, the reason is because I farmed for the last 30 days every single day. My characters accumulated a lot of experience, and that way I didn't use that many experience books. On average, by doing a full clear, you will net between 31,000 to 32,000 experience on each character. And if you do it with a full team, you can expect between 125,000 to 128,000 experience just from farming without using the books. That means that if you do this every single day, you get around 6.4 to 6.6 experience books every single day for free just from farming the mobs. I'm currently at Equilibrium level 4 and Trailblazer level 57. With that said, I kept all my characters at around 65 with the experience books, so in the last like 7 to 8 days, all my characters gained around 3 or 2.5 levels just from doing the daily farming route. Alright, now last but not least will definitely be a question about how much does this take on a daily basis? How much of a time commitment is it actually? In total, if I do a speed run, it takes me around 1 hour and 50 minutes to clear from start to finish everything. But usually I don't do this in a speed runny way, I just do it casually while I'm drinking my coffee in the morning or at night before I go to bed, and I listen to a podcast on the side. So I use that 1.5 hour of listening to a podcast or doing something on my second monitor while I farm this and enjoying the process of collecting more resources. So on average it takes around 1 hour and 15 minutes to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Obviously, as soon as I hit a higher equilibrium level, that 1 hour and 15 minutes will be an hour and 45 minutes because it will take me more time to clear the mobs because my characters will not be ascended, and generally the mobs in the overworld will be a higher level, thus a higher resistance and higher damage and a higher HP. So overall it will take longer, and in the future when they add more zones, that time will accumulate into a higher playtime. Well, at least when it comes to resource farming. So what we have learned today is that you should definitely subscribe to this channel so you can get some good ass Honkai Star Rail videos on your timeline, and with doing that you also support the growth of this channel as a whole, which, believe it or not, makes me a lot happier. But going back to the main purpose of this video is that Honkai Star Rail actually has plenty of resources available to you. The thing is, you need to go out and grab those resources. You need to put a little bit of time and effort into farming them if you want to actually have them. And when it comes to me and my daily farming route, at this point I'm going to continue doing it because I'm in too deep. I like to see the numbers grow bigger and I just can't stop. So I don't know if this is a cry for help, but yeah, it ain't much, but it's honest work. And until then, see ya guys in the next one.